welcome back, my friends. Welcome to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly, where we're your one-stop source for all things flying, mostly news, business news in the Greater Tampa Bay area. And we're gonna start there. I hope you guys are having a great start to your holiday season. And with that said, it is officially the end of hurricane season. So yay. So no more damage, knock on wood, for this year at any if you have any rental properties or anything. All right, let's move on in the world. Please like, subscribe, share us with your friends and family and loved ones, other loved ones, and help us grow this Skyway Bound community. All right, let's start with our typical question of the day. During operations outside of controlled airspace at altitudes of more than 1,200 feet, AGL, that's above ground level, but less than 10,000 feet, MSL, mean sea level, the minimal flight visibility for day VFR is A, 1 mile, B, 3 miles, or C, 5 miles. So that's our question for the day. Stay tuned, and at the end we'll give you the answer. No prizes yet, but we're working on it. All right, a little bit of FAA news. So the FAA actually released this earlier this year, and the rule became effective in July 30th. It gave flight training providers until November 1st, which was last month, to designate and register their security coordinators with TSA, which is the Transportation Security Administration. I bring this up especially for those of you guys who are starting your own small business, or maybe you're like me, or you're an independent CFI. If you're an independent CFI, you do need to register and get your account with the TSA. And it's just required, because you as an independent, you're considered the flight training provider, even on an independent level. If you work for a school, typically they'll have somebody designated, and that's a different story. And then they'll have their procedures, and they'll have to provide training to the whole flight training crew, all the people within the organization. But if you are an independent, you still have to do this as well. I've already done it, and I need to log into my account just to make sure it's up to date. But I've done this in the past, and I've actually submitted. I've sent a submission for a potential student that wasn't born in the U.S. So it's important. You have to do it, and I'm sharing it with you. It's already after November, so if you haven't done it, please do it as soon as possible. All right, this is no news to those of you guys in the flight training world. The designated pilot examiner shortage continues. However, the FAA, in an attempt to mitigate that, last November, they announced they've added more than 100 designated pilot examiners to the systems. So they're working on it. That's the whole point to this slide. I know a lot of people are getting frustrated that they can't get their ratings. It becomes more expensive. You know, you're a new pilot and you're getting rusty, so you have to spend more time flying and keeping up your skills until the examiner becomes available. It's frustrating, but just know they're working on it. But the industry is not very happy, so let me just read this. While the FAA has reported progress in reversing the years-long shortage of designated pilot examiners, many pilots still struggle to schedule a check ride at an affordable price, and wait times are often measured in months. With this, Congress has given the FAA additional directives to fix the problem. The agency has issued, the FAA itself has issued detailed guidance for examiners explaining how to implement their new policies starting on November 14th. With regards to the FAA authorization, the FAA directs the FAA to establish a new office to provide oversight and management of the designated pilot examiners. They want them to standardize their policies and deploy a code of conduct for examiners and implement surveys to track designated pilot examiner performance and other measures. So basically, in the future, you as the one being examined, you'll be able to provide some sort of feedback that's going to go into some sort of system to be determined. Anyway, the whole point is they are working on it, but they have been told by Congress, they're mandated by Congress that they have to work on it. So I would say give them some time, but keep complaining to your local FSDO until things happen. That's my advice. All right, the FAA was slated to get rid of its meteorologists, staffed personnel at what we call our air route traffic control centers. These are the traffic control centers when you're basically in the middle of nowhere. Think of, for those of you who don't fly, let's say you had an air traffic controller talking to you on a CB or a radio or your cell phone in the middle of the highway between major cities, if you will. That's kind of what the ARTCCs are for pilots in the skies. So they've had manned controllers since 1980, and they do that because sometimes the human person giving you the weather brief can kind of give you some more, I can't really describe it, but they can give you more flexible changes in the briefs. A lot of times these automated systems, for example, I was about to fly last week. The automated system was reporting sky clear, but you could literally see the field was about to be shrouded in rain. So the automated systems aren't perfect, and sometimes you need a human to basically provide what the system can't in real time. And until the systems become better at that kind of, those kind of gray areas, I think this is a good thing that we're going to have live people to talk to when you're doing your en route flying from point A to point B. And they did it because of an accident in the 1980s, an airline accident, where they didn't have up to date the latest, greatest information, and they were relying on automation. All right, a little fun news for you. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has been released. Woo! Now, with that said, I've heard a lot of people complaining because I guess the system crashed. I personally have not bought it, but I will in the future. I'm still using, I think, 2020 or 22, I can't remember. I'm using the older one because it suits my needs. But if you're really into Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is already happening, and they've got a lot of cool additional aircraft, of course. You can go online and find out more. But what I like is that they're putting in more electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. They have aircraft from Joby Aviation, Archer Aviation, Jetson, and Hart Aerospace, and then of course from the previous release they had the Volocopter Velocity air taxi. So as the world of aviation changes, so does Microsoft Flight Simulator and your online flying experience. What I like about these simulators is, one, they're a great tool to introduce people to aviation. They're a great tool for people to lower their cost of training. No, it's not perfect, but it does work, and I'm a big believer in it. And you're starting to really hear a lot more people talk about using things like Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane to enhance or supplement your flight training. All right, some eVTOL stock news. You notice I'm still a little miffed at Lilium there, but they were recently delisted, and this is the latest and greatest. I guess I see a lot of green this month, so I guess people have high hopes as we go through a change in our political administration. And we will see. I'm always hoping for the best. Go Team America. All right, here's some aviation events. And notice we made it a little bit bigger, and we're starting to add a lot more events. But I do bold because I am focused more on Florida, the Greater Tampa Bay area, and really the state of Florida at this point. I do highlight the events that are in the state of Florida, but I also list a bunch of other events. If you know of any events that are not on this calendar, let me know. Just shoot me an email and I will do the best I can. Right now I'm my own data aggregator, and this is what you get for the time being. So feel free to shoot me additional information if you want more information to be shared. All right, quick business development. I share this slide more to encourage folks in the Greater Tampa Bay area as they're looking to get into the world of aviation that you don't have to be a pilot. Here is a drone power washing business. The company is based out of Pittsburgh, and I went on their website. It's a Pittsburgh-based company called AVIO Industries, and they do all sorts of things with drones, and they do some government contracting, of course. But if you're not looking to get into government contracting and you're looking for ways to use drones on a local level, well, here's an example. I've heard of people using drones in the agricultural industry. Of course, drone deliveries are already starting to happen between Amazon and Walmart and other retailers. So where there's a will, there's a way. So I share this with you to show why this is happening in Pittsburgh. It'd be nice if somebody in the Greater Tampa Bay area could find a way to make this happen here if this is something you desire. It will be a lot of work, but you can do it. All right, scholarship opportunities, as always, you can go to FAA.gov, and they do have and we'll put the link in our description below. They have a place for scholarship opportunities. Here's some more scholarship opportunities. We share the same slides every month, and just as a place, create some consistency so you have another additional place to go and find this information if you are interested. Now, what we started doing is sharing specific scholarships as I receive these emails, of course. All right, coming up in January 3rd, this is more for flight instructors. If you're part of the National Association of Flight Instructors, they have partnered with King's Schools to provide additional scholarships for you to obtain some sort of additional instructor rating. So feel free to apply. You've got till January 3rd to apply, so you've got less than a month. So try to get your applications in as soon as possible if you're a flight instructor or a NAFI member. And you don't have to be an instructor to be a NAFI member. Wink, wink. So there might be, if you're looking for money for your flying to get your next certification, there you go. There's an opportunity. Another opportunity, the AOPA Scholarship is providing scholarship for AOPA members. They have scholarships for high school students and educators. So you see, you don't have to necessarily be a teenager to get some of these scholarships. You can be an educator, you can be a teacher. If you're looking to get a scholarship to learn the basics of flying or learn some sort of subject within the world of aviation that you're going to use to teach your students, AOPA is looking to help you with some sort of scholarships. And then of course they always are looking to help kids in the teenager 13 to 20-year-old range as well. So if you're in either of those categories, there you go. You have till February 7th to get your paperwork in, and you can go online to AOPA. And do you have to be a member? You do have to be a member. I think they have free. Look online. I'm not quite sure, but I think they have free memberships or some sort of reduced membership cost for younger folks. So it's an opportunity. Just get in their system and then get your application in before February 7th. And you never know, you might be the recipient of a scholarship that's going to help you get another flight certification. EAA, these guys, what's the name of EAA? Experimental Aircraft Association. EAA meaning. Give me a second here. Experimental Aircraft Association. There we go. So the EAA, the Experimental Aircraft Association, they're providing aviation scholarships. What I loved about their posting, and you have till February 18th to get your applications in, is they're looking to provide scholarships to cover the cost of any flight school in the United States or Canada that is not a university program. And they're also looking to provide scholarships for people who are post-secondary scholarships to help pay for collegiate level programs. Now, if you're looking for a post-secondary scholarship, if you are a college student, and I would dare say graduate student, they don't put a limit on. I don't see anything here that limits being a graduate student. But they're looking, if you're in a collegiate level program in aerospace or aeronautical engineering, aviation business administration, air traffic control, aviation maintenance, professional flight, or any aviation related STEM field. So that's an umbrella. So basically what they're saying, they're looking for somebody to apply for the scholarship. They want to give this money away. So if you're in something, say you're in some sort of engineering or something computer related, convince them in your application that it's aviation related, and you could get some money to pay for your college education. All right, that's it for today. So let's roll on to the question of the day. Looking good on time. I got a couple of minutes. During operations outside controlled airspace at altitudes of more than 1,200 feet above ground level, AGL, but less than 10,000 feet, MSL, mean sea level, the minimal flight visibility for day visual flight rules, VFR flight, is, drum roll, let Santa answer that question for you. It will be 1 nautical mile. And you can go to the Pilot Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, and you can go to FAR or CFRS, CFRS, 91.155 for your basic visual flight rules VFR minimums, and this will provide you the answer of 1 mile. And then of course it will give you the answers for the other situations. Below 12,000, below 1,200 feet, or more than 1,200 feet, under 10,000 feet at night. Those kind of answers. All right, so this brings us to the end, and this is probably, well, not probably, this is our last film. This is our last video for the year. It's been a long but a quick year. A lot of good has happened, and we had the 2 hurricanes, so that was not so good. But some good came out of the hurricanes. You saw a lot of people helping each other. I had a lot of friends come out of the woodwork to help me with one of my rental properties, and I couldn't have got ahead of the mold issues if it wasn't for their help. So I'm very, very grateful. We're coming up on a new year. 2025 will be our next video. If you want to follow Santa, I think Santa's already gearing up, but the NORAD guys will be releasing Santa actually NORAD doesn't release Santa. They'll be tracking Santa. Nobody releases Santa except for Santa. They'll be tracking Santa, I think, the week of Christmas or the day of Christmas, Christmas Eve. So stay tuned for that. I want to wish you guys a happy end of year 2024. I encourage you to spend times with your friends and family. Just make time for them. You're not that busy. You might think you are, but you're not. And you can never get that time back. This is a good time to be with friends and family. And I encourage you to do so. You got time to sit down and write out your dreams. This is probably a good time to do it in preparation for 2025. 2025 is coming. If you got a small business dream, don't wait till 2025. Start today. And as always, my friends, the road is long. The road is hard. But don't quit. I'm just going to go through the sponsors today since I already started saying goodbye. Just don't quit, my friends. Yeah. It's going to be 2024 had its ups and downs, but overall, for me, it's been a good year, a lot of learning, and I'm ready to move on to 2025. And a lot of good things are happening for me and my friends and my family in 2025, and it can happen for you too. So don't quit. Just get out there and start today. Don't wait for 2025. Start today. But you can make something happen. Do not quit. Do not quit. Do not quit. Sky's the limit. I will always believe in you. Get out there and make it happen. God bless you, and see you in 2025.